in Cameroon, when a husband dies, a woman is expected to shave her head and have, and it usually lasts about a year.
Okay.
And then she is expected to wear black for a year.
Okay.
Consequently, if she does anything joyful during that year, it can be frowned upon. Welcome to your daily health briefing. I'm Dr. Albert Takem. This show is here to help you navigate the complex U.S. medical system, one step at a time. Whether you are decoding a new diagnosis, fighting for a referral, or just trying to stay informed, you are in the right place. Let's get into the science. Grief is normal, but sometimes grief becomes something heavier, something that starts affecting your ability to function, work, connect, or live your life. In this episode, Alan and I talk about the difference between grieving and falling into depression, the guilt many people feel after losing someone, and how therapy can help people move forward without feeling like they are betraying the person they lost. So what would you say to somebody who lost a loved one and had been battling depression, maybe low-level depression, so to speak, and then boom, you have a major event like your dad dies and it throws you, basically spills over? What would you advise that person to do before the spillover into full-blown depression?
Yes, good question. I would definitely, the first thing to do is I would use my personal experience to identify so they can identify with me. Hopefully once that takes place, then I can start talking about the importance of talking about this with a trained professional. So because it'll help you navigate through, it's not going to bring your parent back or your loved one back, but it helps you navigate through it to where you're able to still have a good quality of life eventually. Yeah, you're still going to miss the person. That's never going to change. But, and I always say too, your loved one would want you to have good quality. They're not here with us now. They're still in your heart. But they would want you to have a good quality if they were here right now. So I think that's something that I will say too, so that the person doesn't feel guilty. There's oftentimes and then there's one of the stages of grief, but there's guilt involved where even if there are moments of levity after the person's gone, then all of a sudden you feel guilty. I shouldn't be happy. I shouldn't be smiling. I shouldn't be laughing. Well, in therapy, it's reiterated that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to be smiling. In fact, your loved one would want you to have moments of levity in your life. You don't have to feel guilty about that. You talk about the triggers of that. Why is that triggering me? Why is this triggering me in terms of being depressed, anxious, guilty? Figure out what those triggers are. Talk about it, get it out, and then you can come up with solutions and tools in terms of dealing with those feelings.
So if I understand right, there is that sense of guilt. Is it safe to say that sense of guilt may be one of the primary springboards to transition from bereavement or prolonged bereavement into depression?
Absolutely.
Like, why am I happy when I just lost this person I loved?
Yes.
Maybe showing disrespect to the situation. And I say that because I come from a culture where, when somebody dies, say for instance, the burden is always on women in this respect. I know we're talking a lot about Black men and mental health. But for instance, in Cameroon, when a husband dies, a woman is expected to shave her head and have, and it usually lasts about a year.
Okay.
And then she's expected to wear black for a year.
Okay.
Consequently, if she does anything joyful during that year, it can be frowned upon.
Right.
Now, I may be wrong. If you think I'm wrong and you're watching this podcast and you think I have it all twisted, please drop a comment in the comment section. I'm happy to stand corrected. But I think there is that sense of guilt, that I lost a loved one. Why am I at the party? Why am I having fun?
Right.
Why am I moving on?
Right.
Do you think that's where the sense of depression
I think
comes from?
that can be one of the trigger points. That can definitely be one of the trigger points. But, there could be many trigger points. And it's hard to really pinpoint. Everybody's different. The human brain is so complicated, and the way it functions, and our cognition, and the way it receives things and outputs things. So everybody's different. That could be a trigger, but it can be many triggers. That's where the sessions come in, because it helps you identify what's triggering me to feel this way. Sometimes it's fear. The fear that I'm going to lose somebody else. The fear of, certain religious beliefs and cultural beliefs of where is my loved one now? There's just so many factors that can go into why people feel the way they do and why they deal with certain pathologies. So many factors that go into it. And that's why therapy is paramount, because it helps you unlock what some of those factors are. And you can unlock those factors. You can unlock those triggers. Then now you can come up with tools to combat it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So guilt is just one of many potential triggers.
But it depends on the person.
It depends on the person and their experience. Yes.
And so in your case, were you able to use your professional judgment to identify how you transitioned from let's say depressed mode to full-blown depression after your father passed?
I think.
Or did you need George or another?
I needed both. Because I checked it out in the DSM-5, like I was telling you first, to see where I stood. And then I had clinicians like George and family members and loved ones. When I was able to release and talk about things and get feedback and just get reassurances that it's okay to have these mixed emotions. It's okay to have feelings of guilt or fear or even levity. It's okay. You're going to be fine. And so when I was able to put all those things together, it really does help with depression. You're sad, you miss your loved one, but depression can disable you, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
It can stop you from wanting to get up and go to work and pay bills, and I think that I've experienced that. And when you can get control over it to a certain extent and just get help with it, then you're still dealing with things in life, but I'm able to deal with it in a healthy manner. I'm able to still have a healthy life and have a happy life, despite the fact that I'm dealing with some personal issues that really hurts, and still live a quality of life. That's what therapy is all about. Is living, what is your quality of life? And how can I help you have a better quality of life, regardless of the circumstances and the things that you're going through right now? Some of those circumstances you can control, and some you can't. Sometimes there's circumstances that we can control, and if we do certain tweaks and do certain things in our lives, some of those bad circumstances or nefarious circumstances can turn into something that's positive. We don't even realize that it's there until we're in that therapeutic setting and says, you know what, this particular circumstance, you actually can control it. And then you allow the patient to start exploring how can I control it? Oh, these are actually changes, positive changes that I can actually make in my life that I didn't recognize that I could before. So unfortunately, we live as human beings, we live in a world that there are bad things that happen, and we lose people, but I still believe that we can still live, regardless of what's happening, we can live a high quality of life if we go about it the right way. And I think therapy plays huge role in that.
Moving forward after loss does not mean forgetting. Smiling again does not mean you love them less. Grief can stay with us, but it should not have to destroy our quality of life. If your grief is becoming disabling, that may be the moment to talk to someone who can help you carry it differently. This has been the Daily Brief. Medicine is not about certainty. It is about responsibility. Decisions are often made with incomplete information. but they are always made with your safety in mind. In a system that can feel rushed and fragmented, you deserve clarity, continuity, and an advocate who sees the whole picture. I am Dr. Albert Takem, your physician ally, high-level science, human-level care. I will see you at the next briefing, or I will see you in the clinic.